Hey, this is Adam Baird creating a video tutorial for Art of Blog, and what I'm going to cover today is basically just how to create a numbered page navigation in Thesis without the use of a plugin. It's roughly based around the WP Page Navi plugin by Lester Chan, which is a great plugin. I would highly recommend it if you don't want to get your hands dirty with all this stuff. But the more plugins that you use on your blog, the slower your blog ends up being. So you try to keep the plugins to a minimum, and this is one easy way that we can eliminate some. So, as you can see, Thesis and also most WordPress themes in general have previous entries, and I'm on page 1 right now of just a demo Thesis installation. So if we scroll down, and now we're on page 2, you see previous entries and next entries. This is just about every WordPress theme out there uses this kind of page navigation. It's okay, you can get around, but let's say that you want to get to page 6, you're gonna have to click next entries or previous entries, 5 times from page 1 to get there, and it's tedious. It's not convenient for your readers, which should be one of your main concerns, obviously. So we want to change that. We want to make it easier for your readers. We want to make your blog better, basically. So what we're going to do is create a numbered page navigation. Now what I'm going to do, I'm going to go ahead and just copy all of the code in and get it set up, and then we'll talk about what all is involved in the code. So here is the basic function along with the Thesis hooks to insert numbered page navigation into your blog. So what I'm going to do is go into my Thesis custom file editor, and as you can see, I've already pasted the code in here, and this is the only thing that I have in my custom functions.php file right now. So I'm going to go ahead and click the big ass save button, and what that did, it removed the previous entries, and then it's going to add page numbers in place of them. So let's go ahead and refresh, and we should be able to see that. Okay, so as you can see, basically the things that make up our navigation here, we've got a page number, or just basically an intro telling us what page we're on and how many pages we have. And then we've got our current page right here, and we've also got the first page, the last page, and then several other pages in our navigation. Now we go ahead, we can click on any page, we can navigate around. As you can see, we're going to different pages, and as we get further away from the first page link still shows up, and the last page link will always show up. Now obviously this is not exactly how we want this to appear, so we're going to have to make a few changes, and we can do that with CSS. I'm going to go ahead and throw that in there really quick. Just copy and paste, and this is very simple and straightforward. Go into custom.css. And I'm going to go ahead and go down to the bottom, click save, we go back, we refresh, and there you go. You've got just your basic page navigation set up just that easily. So how do we do that? Let's go ahead and look at the function, and I'll take you through step by step and show you exactly what goes on there, and then we'll also take a look at the CSS and talk about the styling as well. Okay, so the first thing that you need to understand, basically the first 10 or 15 lines here just set up the parameters for our numbered page nav. And if you look up the top here, the main thing that you need to understand in this section is the pages to show equals 8. You can change this number to anything that you want. Typically you want to keep it an even number, because if you keep it an even number, then you will get an equal number of links on either side of your current page. As you can see, the current page is just a text. It's not hyperlinked. And then all the other links here are actual links to their respective page numbers. So what we want to do is we want to get an equal number. We want 4 on each side. So in order to get 4 on each side, what we have to do is create the number 8 here. And this function also divides that by 2 and puts an equal number on each side. Now if you make it 9, you'll have 5 on one side, 4 on the other. It's not the end of the world, but this doesn't look quite as good. So that's that. And again, you can put any number you want there, but if you put an extraordinarily large number, it probably won't look very good. Moving on from there, this section of code right here basically just tells us that as we move away from the first page, and if we move far enough away that it's not naturally listed in our list, then it will show the first page link that we see right here. So as you can see, we're on page 10 right now. If we move back a little bit closer to the first page, let me go to like page 4 here. So there you go. As we move closer to the first page, it'll just show the first page natively in the list. Let's say that we move to page 6, where the first page won't be shown, and there you go. We add the link at the beginning. Next, we need to set up our just normal page links. So basically, we're going to set up the current page number link right here, and then the rest of our page links are right there. So if we go back here, that accounts for the current page link right here, and then all of the other page links are in here. And as you can see, these each have their own CSS class set up with them, and we'll talk about that when we get to the CSS in just a minute. And then finally, we have our last page link, and right here, this basically just sets it up so that, much like the first page link, if we are not near enough to the last page that it will show up naturally in our menu, then it'll put the ellipsis there and then the last page link. So if we go ahead and go to the end here, you'll be able to see. There. So as you can see, it shows up naturally if you're close enough to it, but typically it'll show up with the ellipsis and the last page link at the end if we're far enough away from it, which we normally will be. Okay, and then finally, Thesis hook, the remove action here just removes the natural thesis post navigation, which is basically just the previous and next post link, and then add action thesis hook after content adds our numbered page nav in place of it. If you want to, and I should say thesis hook after content puts it below all of the blog posts, but it does not put it below the sidebar, so it just puts it in your content column. If you wanted to put it below your entire content box, which is your blog post and your sidebar, then you would just put it thesis hook after content box. So pretty straightforward stuff, nothing too terribly complicated. I think I actually forgot to tell you about the intro box. Let me do that really quickly. That's just right here. And as you can see, page nav intro is our class. And then paged stands for the current page number that we're on, and max page stands for the final page. So relatively straightforward stuff there, and you can obviously change that text to say whatever you would like. Okay, so now let's go ahead and take a look at the CSS. As you can see here, the page nav is just the main function that houses the entire function here. Page nav intro just controls the page 20 of 26 here. Page number controls just your normal page numbers, and it also controls the first page and last page links. And then current page number, this is very intuitive, it actually controls the current page number. Crazy how that works. Okay, and then ellipsis, that's the last thing. Basically that just controls the ellipsis. So it controls your padding there and the margin between that and your page links. I hope this tutorial's helped you, and if you have any questions, ask in the comments and I will be glad to respond.